Good evening and welcome to Playzoomers. I'm Jan Cartman, Executive Director and Producer. Producer Mary Ann Nichols-Hubbard is in the green room tonight. In the past 3 years, as we've produced 98 plays and counting, Playzoomers has become a true community of theater artists and audience members from all over North America and English-speaking countries around the world. If this is your first time with us, we're thrilled that you're here. If you're a regular, welcome back. Tonight, we're pleased to present Foibles. These 4 short comedic tales feature 2 charmingly odd inventors with wild imaginations in Can You Hear Me Now?, an eccentric actor with a unique niche in the Audition, a movie star who is more than a wee bit unconventional in the Sirius interview, and 2 slightly off-center people biding their time outside a medical office in the waiting room. Playzoomers is a nonprofit organization that relies on the generosity of our artists and audiences. Since ticket revenue doesn't begin to cover our expenses, your donations are essential. If you're able to contribute, please visit our website, playzoomers.org, and go to Support Us. We're funded in part by the Massachusetts Cultural Council. We're so grateful for their backing. Playzoomers is working to make our performances accessible. We offer automated closed captioning. At the bottom of your Zoom screen, you can click the box labeled CC, choose your language, English works best. Then you can turn captions on or off. By clicking the little arrow next to the CC, you can even change the font size within caption settings. As of tonight, our playbills are accessible too. Tonight's show runs a little less than an hour. As you watch, you can make comments or ask questions in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. And after the show, we hope you can stay for the talkback with the playwrights, directors, actors, and creative teams. To start us off, here's Can You Hear Me Now? By Morey Norkin, directed by Patti Allis Mengers.
I first met Alexander Graham Bell in 1874 when he came to the shop in Boston where I was working to have his harmonic telegraph constructed. During the months that we were working together on his telegraph, Bell often spoke to me of another invention he had in his mind. It was the telephone.
Eureka! Watson, come quickly, I need you.
What is it? Do you have to shout? What have you discovered this time, Dr. Bell? A longer lasting chewing gum? My sense of taste still hasn't recovered from the last one.
This is life-changing. This will revolutionize communication.
Well, let's see it.
Voila!
It looks like 2 paper cups connected by a string.
Exactly.
Exactly. What does it do?
I call it a telecup. You tell another person something into one cup, and they hear it through the other cup.
Amazing.
Yes, and here's the truly revolutionary part. The other person can respond through the other cup, thus establishing bi-directional communication.
Amazing. May I try it?
I insist. Now, hold the cup up to your ear. Not like that. Hold the open end against your ear.
Perhaps we will need to include instructions.
Yes, make a note of that, will you? Wow! That's too far. Oh. Ready?
Ready.
Hello, Watson.
Hello, Dr. Bell.
You're supposed to speak into the cup.
But I hear you just fine without it.
Let's try this again. Watson, come quickly. I need you. Watson, come quickly. I need you. Watson, come quickly. I need you.
You don't have to shout. I heard you the first time.
And why didn't you say something?
I was already here.
But you heard me? Through the cup?
Clear as a bell. Oh my, clear as a bell? Do you see Bell?
I see. Enjoy your little joke. But the telecup is no laughing matter. This will change society in ways like nothing before.
That may be true, Dr. Bell, but I feel obliged to mention a few possible design flaws that we may need to address.
Flaws? What flaws?
Well, first of all, the string. It's too short.
Oh, I can make it longer. What else?
I still have a problem with the string. Even if you make it longer, we can only talk on the telecup when we're together. In which case, we can just talk as we're doing now.
Watson, you present a good argument. What I believe we can glean from your remarks is that we need to be able to communicate with our cups over long distances.
Something like that.
That would take a lot of string.
Forget the string. I'm sorry. There's also the cups.
Well, what's wrong with the cups? Right. So we need a stronger cup.
Also, how does one distinguish one cup from another?
I'm not sure I follow you.
Let's say you have a cup,
Uh-huh.
I have a cup,
Uh-huh.
and your mother has a cup.
My mother, she has no understanding of technology.
Fine. Your father, then.
Not much difference, but go on.
If you want to talk to your father, how do you contact his cup and not mine?
Well, I suppose I visit him at home and then we talk by telecup.
Which brings us back to the original problem with the string.
I think I'm beginning to understand. We need a device that is sturdy, yet compact enough to be held in the palm of one's hand, allowing for communication over great distances without the use of strings. A stringless telecup.
Brilliant! Let me write this down.
Yes, but we still need some way to distinguish one device from another.
Something unique. Like a number.
Yes, a telecup number. I think I should be number 1 and you should be number 2, if you don't mind.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, that's settled. Anything else?
What if we add a small typewriter?
A typewriter on top of a telecup? How could you possibly hold that in your hand?
I'm just brainstorming. But what if we could somehow make a typewriter small enough to fit on the telecup? It might be possible to not only communicate using speech, but also through written messages.
Oh, we have the post office for that.
Yes, I know. But that can take so much time. Imagine if you try to connect with someone on the telecup, but for some reason they don't respond. If your message is truly important, you send a written note instead that is available at the recipient's convenience.
Very interesting. But I use all of my fingers to type. How could we possibly make a typewriter small enough?
What if you only type with your thumbs?
My thumbs? Yes! Our thumbs distinguish humankind from the rest of the animal kingdom. Ow! Well, I'm sure that won't be a problem. This is extraordinary. Our humble telecup has now become a device that every man, woman, and child will clamor for. People spending countless hours sharing information with family and friends at the exact moment that life's events are occurring. Well, we won't want to do much of anything else. waiting for that instant response, sharing the most mundane information, perhaps even making up fanciful stories because real life is so dull or terrifying. All face-to-face communication will cease. We will lose our humanity.
We could make a fortune.
Ooh. Once again, Watson, you make a compelling argument. What if, in addition to a typewriter, we also add a camera?
Alexander Graham Bell has passed away, but his successors shall carry forward to ever greater triumphs the work which he began. And as long as man exists, the art which Bell created shall endure.
Hi, I'm Patti Allis Mengers. I directed Can You Hear Me Now? And I'm zooming in from Wilmington, Delaware. Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Cohen. I played Alexander Graham Bell, and I'm here in Philadelphia, where the telephone was initially introduced to the public in 1876 at the centennial celebration. It seems like just yesterday. And now over to Norm.
Thank you, Dr. Bell. I'm Norm Tebow, and I played the part of Thomas A. Watson, and I am zooming to you from Newton, Massachusetts, not very far from the first Bell Labs in Boston. And now back to Patti.
Now for our next offering, the audition by Stephen Otfinoski, directed by Joshua Secunda.
Next, please, Mr. Crawley.
Thank you.
I see from your resume that you did Waiting for Godot last year at Milwaukee Rep. What part?
I was Godot.
What?
I played Godot.
But Godot doesn't appear in the play.
No, he doesn't.
Then how did you play him?
Well, it wasn't easy, but then again, it never is.
This is a joke, right?
No, of course not.
I'm afraid I don't have time.
You see, Godot doesn't appear on stage, but his presence is felt throughout the play.
Well, that may be true, but there's no character, no lines. How can you play a character that the playwright hasn't written into the play?
Funny you should ask that. I've done Godot several times, and the first time I played it, I think it was at the Irish Rep. Samuel Beckett was in the audience. He came backstage after the show and told me, and I'll never forget this, that I was the best Godot he'd ever seen. Well, of course, he'd never actually seen him, but it was my presence that he was talking about.
Your presence.
Yes, you see, while it's true I wasn't actually on stage, I was there the whole time, just off stage.
You're there, off stage, for the entire performance.
Yes, that's right. You see, they had a special chair for me in the wings. I could look out and see everything on the stage. Didn't miss a thing.
But to what point?
Well, I'm acting, of course, every moment.
Acting.
Reacting, emoting, being Godot.
Really?
Yes, you obviously have no experience with offstage acting. It's much harder than acting on stage. You see, when an actor is on stage, he has a whole arsenal of weapons at his fingertips to get across his character, his voice, his body, movement, facial expressions, and so on. It's very different when you're acting offstage. You don't have any of those tools the onstage actor can draw on. All you have to get yourself across is in here and up here.
I see. And who is feeling your presence?
Well, the onstage actors, for one. You see, they're looking for Godot, and there I am in spirit, right smack in front of them. And then gradually, over time, the audience feels my presence as well.
Even though they can't see you.
Let me explain it to you this way. There are plenty of productions of Godots that have no one playing Godot.
Uh-huh.
And there's nothing wrong with those productions, but they don't have that extra something, that dramatic spark that comes when there's a Godot in the wings, so to speak. If you, or even a casual theater goer, were to attend a performance without Godot and one with Godot, well, you would immediately be able to tell the difference.
Really?
Oh, without a doubt. The power aura emanating from the actor, it's positively electric.
Uh-huh. And tell me, Mr. Crawley, do you make a career of playing these non-existent parts in plays?
Well, that's a rather patronizing way to put it, but yes, I'm a trained offstage actor.
So when it says here that you've been in a production of Clifford Odets Waiting for Lefty, you played the part of...
Lefty, that's right. That was a real tough one. I had to convey all the magnetism of the union organizer without actually appearing on stage. And then on top of that, I got shot and killed during the play. Well, off stage, of course. Oh, that one took a lot out of me. I left the theater every night physically exhausted and just drenched in sweat.
And Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Who did you play in that?
Virginia Woolf, of course.
Really?
Oh, that one was a real stretch. I was not only playing a woman, but a woman who was a famous author and mentally unbalanced to boot. Talk about a challenge for an actor.
Now, wait a minute. Virginia Woolf is barely even mentioned in that play. How can you possibly play a character that has no real presence in the play at all?
Oh, but you're so wrong. Virginia's shadow hovers over the four characters the entire play. It is she that keeps upping the tension between George and Martha.
I thought that was the child they never had.
Oh, I've played the child too. Much easier than old Virginia.
I'm afraid I'm finding this really quite absurd.
That's exactly what Albie said when he came to my dressing room after our final performance in Santa Fe. He had tears in his eyes as he cried out, "You've captured all the absurdity of my play."
Oh, come on now. This joke has gone too far.
Well, I should have expected your reaction. The prejudice against offstage acting is as bad as it is for any other minority group in the theater.
What? Look, even if I believed all this cock and bull you're throwing, I don't know why you came to audition. There are no parts or characters in this play that don't appear on stage.
Well, that's not true. What about the doctor who's married to the leading lady?
What? He's only mentioned once in the entire play.
Well, he's no Godot, that's for sure, but times are hard for us offstage actors, and I'm willing to do bit parts when I can get them.
He's not a bit part. He's not even a speck of a part.
Look, just give me a chance, and I'll show you what I can do with him. In my hands, he'll be more than a speck, I can assure you.
I'm afraid there's nothing in our budget for actors who don't appear on stage.
I'm not proud. I'll take whatever you can afford. I'll do it for free just to show you what I can do. It's like that old theater adage. There are no small parts, only small actors.
This isn't a small part. This is no part at all.
Oh, well, you know it all, don't you, Mr. High and Mighty Big-Time Director? Don't think the Offstage Actors Guild isn't going to hear about this.
Wait a minute, do that again.
Do what?
The expression and the finger pointing.
You mean like this?
That's it. Look, there's a small part of a waiter in the second act I think you'd be perfect for.
Does he appear on stage?
Yes, of course he appears on stage. He's a waiter, for Christ's sakes.
Nope. Sorry. I only do offstage characters.
It's a paid part.
No, I have my standards.
Standards?
I wouldn't expect you to understand. And anyway, if the guild found out, they'd blackball me. Sorry.
And I thought I'd seen it all. Next, please. Ms. Johnson.
Yes. Oh, by the way, that fellow who just left, that was Andrew Crawley, wasn't it?
Why do you ask?
I caught his Godot last season in Milwaukee. Oh my God, he was good.
Tell me something before we go any further. Are you an onstage actor? or an offstage actor?
Oh, I'm strictly on stage. I don't have the chops for off stage. I mean, how many actors do?
There we go. Hi, I'm Joshua Secunda. I am the off-stage director, and I am coming to you from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Over to you, Devin.
Thank you. And hello, my name is Devin May. I played the director, and I'm zooming to you from Bloomington, Indiana. Over to you, Gary.
Thanks, Devin. Hi, my name is Gary Gerbino, and I'm zooming in from Sacramento, California, and I played the offstage actor. And now, over to Mary.
Thanks, Gary. My name is Marianne Nichols Hubbard. I played the second actor, and I'm coming to you from Rainham, Massachusetts. Now back to Josh.
Thanks, Mary. Now for the next play, The Sirius Interview, written by Barbara Alfaro, directed by Morris Schorr.
9 years ago, Tad Sirius was just another pound dog, wondering where his next bone was coming from. Since that time, he has become an international television and film megastar. He's been nominated twice for Emmys, 4 times for his Oscar, and his latest film won top honors at the recent Cannes Film Festival. Tad is here with his trainer, Louise Cash. Thank you both for being here with us today.
We're delighted to be here.
Miss Cash.
Oh, Ms.
Ms. Cash.
Yes, Louise, please. Before we begin, I'd like to let the audience know that in addition to Tad's cologne called Dog Sense and his clothing line Lawfully Free, today we begin marketing his stuffed animal, Taddy Dog.
What, no book deal?
Well, as a matter of fact, we are currently in negotiations with a ghostwriter for Tad's memoir called Close to the Bone.
Really? Louise, what's it like working with Tad?
I think what impresses me most about working with Tad is that his first concern is always the work. He may be a dog, but he is an actor first.
I see.
And like so many truly fine professional animal actors, we would just be lost without his art, his acting, his sensitivity, and all his incredible canine gifts.
Uh-huh.
In a very real way, he shows us how to be. I mean, while Tad has not studied the Stanislavski system, since he speaks neither Russian nor English. Well, I mean, he doesn't speak at all. After all, he is a dog, and he's still struggling with the language issue. I think of him really as a method animal actor because his love for what is just natural is so strong and apparent in his work.
I see. Yeah, Tad has appeared in both independent films and more recently, big budget studio films. Does he prefer one genre over the other?
No, I don't think so. I do know he's always in demand. He's what's known as a director's dog.
A director's dog.
Oh, yes. I mean, he gets along well with all the other actors, but he just seems to instinctively know what it is the director is looking for in a character, searching for in a story.
I see.
I mean, it's uncanny, actually, how he's able to see, well, in yellow and blue, of course, and he just shares the director's vision.
You know, I understand Tad recently turned down a series of very lucrative television dog food commercials.
If a part doesn't challenge him, doesn't give him an opportunity to stretch and grow as an actor, he just simply isn't interested in it. I mean, any dog can eat food. Tad's looking for roles that ask him to take risks as an actor. He is not afraid to make a fool of himself.
I see.
Tad is not the typical leading dog type, and he knows it. He's very aware.
Yeah, he's really, I mean, for a mutt, he's got
You mean a mix.
yeah, sure, whatever. Look, there's an issue of his age. In his unbrushed, untouched photographs, Tad's muzzle is clearly gray. I mean, it's very, very gray.
I really find it incredibly intolerant. And yes, I'm just going to say the word sad, that ageism rears its human head, even in the animal kingdom.
Oh, come on now.
I mean it. I mean, no one has any problem with Sir Laurence Olivier playing these young Shakespearean characters when he really clearly was an old codger. Yet the issue of Tad's age is constantly overshadowing his brilliant career as one of America's favorite and foremost dog actors.
Okay. Let's just let the fact that this old dog is playing puppy parts go by the boards for now. I'm not going to sleep well until I ask this question. Don't you really think that $30 million is a bit excessive for picture for a dog? I mean, that's like 10 million more than Julia Roberts makes. She's a human.
No, I truly don't think that Tad's salary per picture, as negotiated by one of the major animal actor agencies in the country, is in any way out of bounds.
You can't be serious.
Remember, his life expectancy is nowhere near that of Julia Roberts.
But yeah, it's true, but
Keep in mind that his last film grossed over $300 million in worldwide distribution, and his salary was only 10% of the gross sales. Now, one cannot in any way say that it's unfair. No, I mean, he was, after all, the star and the heart of the film. And his specific dogging needs are very, very different than those of Julia Roberts.
well, I would hope so.
I want to put it out there that, again, there's an injustice that is occurring. I mean, it's only verbally, but we do know that's how it begins, isn't it? Tacked on to ageism is the issue of speciesism.
Whoa. Hey, I am not a speciesist. My best friend's a dog.
Oh, I'm sure. Why should any animal be paid less than any human simply because they cannot speak?
Woof.
Good boy. Good boy. Have we forgotten the age-old adage that silence is golden?
Okay. Exactly how much of the 30 million do you as his trainer get?
Oh, I think that question is totally irrelevant.
Can you give us a hint?
Why not ask Tad?
Louise, I noticed with all of your sensitivity to animal rights issues, you had a double cheeseburger for lunch today. Do you care to comment on that?
Tad had a cheeseburger too.
Very well. Now we're at the part of the interview where I speak directly to superstar Tad himself.
Now remember, Tad boy, you don't have to answer any questions that you don't feel comfortable about.
Of course.
And I would like to caution you that Tad and I are very aware how an interviewer can slant things to seem like words are coming out of the interviewee's mouths that simply are not there.
I can assure you I will not be putting any words into Tad's mouth. Good afternoon, Tad. Woo. Thank you for being here with us today. Woo. Woo. Let's begin. Woo. In a recently televised interview with a renowned pet psychic, you indicated in your own special way that you felt strongly that today it's animal actors like yourself who are showing people how to truly be human. You don't really believe that, do you? Woo! I'll take that as a yes. Woo! Oh, please, you're clearly a subspecies. Arf! Arf! I'll take that as a no. Woo! Well, you seem very adamant in your position. Are you suggesting in any way that you are equal to humans? Arf! Are you suggesting that animals are superior to humans? Woof, woof, woof. Okay, it's incredible that you take that stance. Your predecessors, great dog stars, the immortals, Rin Tin Tin, Lassie, Pluto, they all paved the way for your generation. They were talented as well as humble, I might add, and they were paid in biscuits. I think it's an important issue. From time immemorial, man has always been thought of above the animals, but below the angels, the animals below the man, the insects below the animals, and then the plants below the insects.
And who is below the insects?
The grass.
Right.
Ted, you're suggesting reversing the hierarchical order of the entire universe certainly seems more than a bit presumptuous on your part. It's a pertinent issue, and I think it's one that requires a response. Well, oh, no. Let's move on to your life outside of film. You attended Oscars with supermodel Poodle Petrushka on your leg. Is there any truth to the rumor that the two of you are engaged? I'm going to take that as a no. Woof. Ooh, I'll take that as a yes. Woof. Tad, there have been persistent rumors that you have infighting with your co-star in your recent film contention between you and your co-star Catamaran.
Well, she is a real cat.
Yes, we know that. My entire audience has watched Cata's career since she was just a kitten. Tad, how would you characterize your apparently troubled relationship with Cata? Is it true the two of you aren't speaking?
Tad is a trained professional, and as such, he's able to rise above any petty, catty jealousy and totally unprofessional behavior on the part of Miss Moran.
I see. Tad, your films have been tense dramas up until this point. Have you ever thought about breaking out and doing something lighthearted, playful?
No, sit. Hello. Oh, it's Rome calling about Tad's latest film. Oh, we're in the middle of an interview, Giuseppe. Yes. Oh, no, yes, we'll have to call you later. Ciao. Oh, no, Tad, no. It's like goodbye in Italy, ciao, not a bowl of chow, ciao.
So is this latest part in Italy a comedy?
Oh, as a matter of fact, it is a romantic comedy set in Rome, and it will be subtitled.
Subtitled, don't you mean dubbed?
Oh, no. Tad's playing an Italian dog.
Oh, isn't he the only dog in the film?
No, it's an international cast.
Oh, well, Tad certainly seems to be keeping busy.
Yes.
Louise, you know, when we first arranged this exclusive interview, you promised me some kind of scoop, some kind of blockbuster surprise. And frankly, I haven't heard anything I haven't heard before.
All right, here it is. After this Italian film, Tad Sirius is retiring from acting.
What?
That's right. He's going to that next level.
You don't mean.
Yes. Yes. He's going to direct.
Woof, 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 woof.
I'm Schorr. I directed the Sirius interview. I'm zooming into you for Martha Lake, Washington. I'm away from my home. And I would like you to meet my wonderful cast, beginning with Shelby.
Hi, I'm Shelby James. I play Trainer Louise, and I'm zooming to you from Los Angeles, California. Here's my friend, Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian Nemser. I play Tad Sirius, and I am also zooming in from Los Angeles, California, next to Shelby. And this is Anthony.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anthony Backman. I played the role of the interviewer, and I'm contacting you from Walla Walla, Washington. Over to you, Morey.
Thank you, Anthony. And now for our final play of the evening, The Waiting Room by Stephen A. Shapiro, directed by Bari Biern.
Funny. I said, funny.
I'm sorry. Are you talking to me?
Well, as opposed to talking to myself?
No, I
mean,
thought.
You are the only one here. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm not nuts.
No, I thought you might have one of those Bluetooth sets, like for yourself.
Oh, God, no. Those things cause tumors. My friend had one the size of an apple, and I am sure it was from her cell phone. No, I'm talking to you.
Oh. Well, then what's funny?
About tumors? Nothing?
No, a minute ago you said, it's funny.
Oh, right. So I was thinking, funny? You don't strike me as being gay.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I'm not, but what makes you say that?
Oh, your choice of magazine, Men's Health. It's for gay guys who can't work up the courage to look at real porn, all those sweaty muscle men in shirts, it's like gateway homoerotica.
Ah, I never knew that.
Relax, it's not a test. Oh, but maybe it is. Maybe the doctor is like watching us and taking notes on our reading material. Like if I choose people, I'm shallow and narcissistic. If I pick popular mechanics, I'm a closet lesbian. If I pick Martha Stewart Living, then I'm what would I be?
A rigid control freak.
Yes, exactly. Better play it safe and pass me the Cosmo. Thank you.
What's that about?
Cosmo? Oh, fashion, relationships, sex.
No, the ripping out the page thing.
Oh, that. It's page 13. It's a bad number. Gotta go.
You superstitious?
No, not really. But if I don't take out page 13, then I have to go touch the light switch 10 times, and this is easier, even though I'm defacing someone else's magazine.
Excuse me. Are you here to see Dr. Hirschberg or Dr. Shaw?
Sam, Dr. Hirschberg.
Not noon, I hope.
Nope, 1 o'clock.
A bit early.
Well, 1 o'clock is really 13 o'clock, So I set my watch back an hour, and that way, when I start, it says 12 and not 13.
And yet you still arrive an hour early?
I know, crazy, right? Hey, look at this. 75.
Is that another bad number? Are you going to rip this page out too?
No, look, it's 75. Our 75 hottest love techniques. 75, doesn't that strike you as a lot? I mean, I've been around the block a few times, well, more than a few times, and I think I could come up with 20 or 30 actual sex techniques before we get into the really weird stuff. Oh, I made you uncomfortable, didn't I? I'm sorry, was it talking about sex in general or me in particular?
No, it's just, this isn't what I expected from a waiting room. I thought you were supposed to wait, and not talk.
Oh my God, you're a virgin!
What? No, I was married,
No. I mean a first timer for therapy. But it's interesting that your mind went directly to the sexual meaning.
What? You are crazy. You talk about gay porn and weird sex techniques, and then you call me a virgin, and I'm not supposed to assume you mean in the sexual sense?
Ah, assume. You know, assume starts with the word ass. And by the way, you were checking out mine while I was walking into this room.
Okay. All right. That's it. Goodbye. I will come back later. Another time. Actually, no. You know, this is my appointment. I have this appointment. It's my time. You should be the one to leave. I should be the one to stay. So, you should go.
Why? Because it's awkward. Look, my whole life is awkward. I am fine with awkward. There was this one time that I was in bed with two guys.
Oh, you know, please just don't talk to me anymore. I just want to sit here and read this article about South American soccer until it's time for my appointment.
Fine. Suit yourself. Explore your foot fetish. Look, I'm sorry. It isn't me. Well, it mostly isn't me. It's the meds. You know, they keep a check on the behaviors, but they make me sort of amped up and blabby.
Stabling?
Yeah,
What dosage?
200 milligrams. How do you know this stuff? I thought you were a virgin newbie.
I'm a pharmacist, and 200 milligrams explains a lot. You might want to ease off a bit.
No, and go back to counting all the cracks in the wall? Oh, no, thank you. There is no way I'm going back to that particular level of hell. I mean, things aren't great, but at least I'm moving forward.
Look, I'm sorry too. Like you said, I'm a newbie to most of this. I know about the meds. I'm just not so good with the talking. At least not lately.
Yeah, okay. I'm Wesley, by the way.
I'm Peter. I've seen a therapist before, and it didn't work out.
Oh, yeah, that happens. I mean, you got to jump into bed with a lot of losers before you can find someone to stick with. It's like dating.
I guess that's the way it is for most people, I guess.
Oh, but not you?
Well, I mean, I went to college. There were girls.
Oh, you mean that wife you mentioned? Was she the first?
Well, no.
But she was the one you really loved, right? I mean, and things ended badly, and that's what brought you here, because you think the doctor can fix things.
My former doctor told me that Dr. Hirschberg is very highly regarded, so that's why I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I agree, but somewhat unconventional. You'll do fine. Hey, what's with the,
my dry cleaning.
funeral or hot date after your shrinkage?
Neither. I have an interview after the session.
Well, why didn't you just wear the suit?
Wrinkles.
I'm sorry, say what now?
Wrinkles.
You did say wrinkles, like those little irregular creases.
Yeah,
that
I
you
know what
get...
they are. This interview is very important, and I didn't want to look like I slept in my suit.
You're losing me here.
Well, as you said, the doctor's unorthodox approach has me a little nervous.
Unconventional.
Okay, well, my precise thoughts about what Dr. Hirschberg's unconventional approach would be, I didn't know if I'd have to be on the sofa or on the floor or swinging from the monkey bars.
Monkey bars?
I didn't know what to expect, so I thought it would be best to dress casual.
Well, there isn't a dress code. That's what Sam says.
Why do you call the doctor Sam? It says on the door, W.S. Hirschberg, M.D.
Yeah, well, anyone who is presumptuous enough to start their name with two initials deserves to be called something a lot worse. Oh, unless you're T.S. Eliot.
But shouldn't a doctor be accorded some professional respect?
Sure.
Well, then Why not Dr. Hirschberg or just doctor?
I don't know. It's comfortable, I guess. I mean, isn't that what good therapy is about? Being comfortable enough to say or call anyone anything?
Within reason, I suppose. I just always thought things should stay civil. It's a professional relationship, right?
Well, it's a relationship like any other. It requires give and take. Names and titles are not as important as a effort to communicate.
It doesn't seem to take much effort in your case.
Yes, I cannot shut up. We have covered that.
Doesn't that cause problems? Like at your job? You have one, right?
Yeah, two, actually. I'm an actress and a waitress. Being talkative helps with both.
Well, your other afflictions don't get in the way?
Those? No.
So, you always wanted to act?
No, not at first. I needed a steady job, and being a waitress, it fit my energy level. The money is okay. And they threw in letting me clean all the tables and the bar at the end of the night. Yeah, I know.
And the acting?
Well, I owe that totally to Sam. Dr. Hirschberg.
Huh. That's remarkable. Sounds like a really, really talented psychiatrist.
Yes, although there is this thing about me showing up too early and annoying the other patients. It probably needs some work.
You may have a point there.
Where was I? Oh, right, my acting. So we were doing some role playing, and I realized that some of my rituals disappear when I'm totally immersed in a role, when I become someone else.
Someone else? Sounds a bit
crazy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes total immersion into a role reduces anxiety, like James Earl Jones.
The actor?
Uh-huh.
He suffers from OCD?
Why would you assume he has OCD?
Train of thought, I guess?
No. He's a terrible stutterer until he gets into character, and then out of nowhere comes his marvelous baritone voice of Othello.
Huh. Sort of interesting. Yeah. I never knew that.
Yeah, so we developed these great techniques that really helped a lot. God, Sam would make a fortune in the acting field. Although there are some who say that they go a little bit far, and I tend to immerse myself into a role, and it can be hard to remember who I am sometimes.
I guess that could be troublesome, depending on who you're pretending to be.
Ooh, yeah. A couple of years ago, I was in Streetcar Named Desire at this little 99-seat theater downtown. I played Blanche, of course. But once the cast and the crew realized that I couldn't drop the character when the curtain went down, well, let's just say that I got my fair share of kindness from an awful lot of strangers backstage. Some nights I was so sore that I could barely go on stage to deliver my lines. There it is again.
What?
Every time that the conversation turns to sex, you do this little squirmy thing in your chair.
I do not.
Yes, you do. In poker, that's called a tell. So, what is it that you're hiding that you're only going to tell the doctor? What's your deep, dark, sexual secret? Is it, hookers? Wait, voyeurism! Hooker voyeurism!
It's not sexual at all, actually. I'm here because I have problems at work.
Oh, please. Gossipy coworkers, demanding bosses. That is not Dr. Hirschberg's stock and trade.
No, my coworkers are fine, and I'm the boss. I'm a pharmacist, but I hate it. I hate everything about it.
So there's a career counselor on the 6th floor.
I know. I've seen her.
Oh.
She sent me to the other therapist, and he sent me here.
So, you hate your chosen career. You hate it with a passion that leads you to therapy.
Well, yes, but it isn't my chosen career. It's just what I ended up doing when I dropped out of med school.
Med school? Oh, no, not another wannabe shrink.
No. Cardiologist, actually. At least that was our plan.
Our plan? Not your plan?
Ours. Me and Cynthia, my wife. You were right when you guessed that things ended badly, but they were probably doomed from the start. Us being together was never in the numbers.
Ooh, goody numbers.
4s marrying 4s, 8s marrying 8s. If you see a couple that doesn't add up, it's usually because of money.
Ah, so I take it you married above your number?
Several digits.
Ooh, okay. And she was expecting a doctor, like success and money.
Yeah. Look, I'm not comfortable talking about this anymore.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I've already told you more than I told my therapist, and I just met you.
Well, presumably you had just met him, too.
Well, but he was a professional, doctor.
Ah, and you are not. Is that the problem?
Yes. I mean, no, you're not. That's the problem.
Ah, but you said yes before you said no. And Dr. Sam says your first answer is always the most honest. Dr. Sam says...
Shut up. I'm not here to talk to you. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you about my life or my wife. You're a dirty talking sex crazed nut.
Okay. That hurt a little bit.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, you said it pretty forcefully.
Yeah, I know. It's just I lost it a little because you sort of remind me of Cynthia. You're beautiful like her. The truth is, going to med school, that was what I always wanted for myself. But then later it got tied up with wanting her. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm kind of ordinary. But doctors, even the plain ones, have gorgeous wives, right?
So, you married the beautiful woman. You were on your way to being a doctor. What happened?
Well, it sounds uncomplicated, but we met, we fell in love. I started med school and we decided to get married. She would work in the salon while I went to school.
She was a stylist?
Yeah, upscale salon.
Okay, sounds like a nice beginning. A story to tell your grandkids.
Well, beginnings are usually happy, wonderful. But it's the middles that muddy the marriage up, and before you know it, the two of you are hanging from a chandelier waiting for the marriage to collapse into 1,000 pieces.
That is a pretty dark take on things.
Did you ever hear the joke about never marrying a beautiful woman?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's something like the first guy says, "Hey, you should never marry a beautiful woman," and the second guy says, "Oh yeah, why not?" And the first guy says, "Well, because they'll leave you." And the second guy says, "Well, what about an ugly woman? Couldn't she leave you too?" And the first guy says, "Well, yeah, but who cares?"
You find this funny?
In a kind of rip your kidneys out, disemboweled, cut your nuts off kind of way, yeah.
Maybe it's in the telling.
So have you ever been married?
Nope.
Ever cheated on?
Depends on the ground rules.
Huh. Ever lost something precious?
Okay, and if I said yes, would that change the way that you feel?
Probably not.
So, you feel like your insides have been ripped out.
Yeah, I think I covered enough organs to make my point.
Interesting choice of organs. Although you left one out. One that ought to be obvious for someone studying to be a cardiologist.
That's still there.
How do you know?
Because it hurts.
Peter, have you ever heard the saying, the heart wants what it wants?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's the phrase that usually leads people to rooms like this one. Their heart wants something they don't think they will ever get.
I guess that makes sense.
Okay, but what trips people up is that what the heart wants is almost never what the heart needs. And this leads to conflict. And conflict leads people to here.
You know this from what? Your years as a patient? You have this incredible insight because you're nuts?
Crazy. And not nuts. I thought I made that perfectly clear.
Well, it's a fine line.
Okay, your tone's getting nasty again. Is it because I'm a woman, or is it because I'm a woman who reminds you of Cynthia?
I don't know. Maybe it's because you're crazy. Or maybe I'm crazy.
You know what? You don't strike me as crazy. You strike me as mostly angry. Even that joke you told had an edge of anger to it. Frustration.
Frustration. Yeah, I am frustrated.
Because
I failed. Because my wife is gone.
Oh, she left you?
I left her.
Why?
Things got bad.
They started good?
Well, like you, she's a stunner. You know, she could have any guy, and she wanted me. You know how that made me feel? Just some schlub studying to be a doctor, up long nights doing the coursework. But I always had time to look forward to. She liked to sleep over because my place was closer to work, so I thought, why not take a leap?
You proposed?
Yeah. Borrowed money to buy a killer ring, knocked her socks off. Same with the wedding and the honeymoon. I figured I'd pay it back when I had a successful practice, but
But that didn't happen.
she started pulling away.
By pulling away, you mean she stopped screwing you, right?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but yeah, no sex for a long time.
And you still loved her?
Of course. Life isn't just sex.
Yeah, that's one point of view. But you know what? I'm just a sex-crazed nut, remember?
I apologize for calling you that.
I know. But I think you said it for a reason, and I think you needed to say it for a long time.
What? I just met you.
Not to me, Peter.
Well, then to whom?
You know, forget about that for now. So, why did she stop wanting sex?
She didn't. She just stopped having sex with me. It was a rare day off after exams, so I thought, why not stop by the salon and surprise Cynthia? When I got there, her manager said she was out running errands, so I figured I'd hang around, get a shave and a cut while I waited.
And nobody there knew who you were?
No. I was only there like one other time to drop her off.
And
Well, it wasn't busy, so, you know, I asked for a guy, and a haircut anyone could do, but a good shave, it really takes a guy.
okay, so this guy starts to cut your hair, and then presumably something happens.
It's the usual guy talk during the haircut, but then right in the middle of shaving me, I'm lying back. I'm completely exposed. He literally has a straight razor to my throat. When I realize that the woman that he's talking about screwing, the woman he is describing, is my wife, I just froze. I feel like all the blood just rushed out of my face. He could have cut my neck and not a drop would have come out.
So you left her?
No. Well, not right away. I blamed myself, you know, all the hours studying in my mind. I even forgave her a little bit, but it was there between us. I just couldn't make it go away. My grades, they started to slip, and I lost focus. In the end, I cobbled together enough courses to get my pharmacist license, and then I dropped out, and things just got worse from there.
It sounds pretty bad already.
Well, I failed in my career, why not my marriage as well. I filed for divorce. She didn't fight it. I'm pretty sure she was relieved.
And yet now you want her back?
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't have to. But, you know, you call her your wife. You make excuses for her. You say how beautiful she is. All of these things tell me that you still love her.
It doesn't matter anyway. She won't talk to me. She never returns my calls. She even blocked my email like I'm some stalker. And I'm not, by the way.
No, I'm not judging, just listening. But, you know, if you really want her back, my question is why?
Because she's who I fell in love with. She's who I'm supposed to spend my life with. We had a plan. We had a future. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I'm not supposed to hate my life. You see that suit?
Of course.
Every day for the last 6 months, I bring that suit with me to the pharmacy.
But you never wear it?
No, I even have it dry cleaned every 2 weeks.
Why?
Because every time things get bad, I hope I can find the courage.
The courage to what?
To forgive myself for believing that I was a failure, to put the suit on and hop in a cab and go talk to the dean of admissions and see if I can, try to get back into school and see if I can find some way of finishing.
What stops you?
Cynthia, her last words to me were that I was worthless as a man, worthless as a husband, and that I would have been a total failure as a doctor.
What did you say?
When?
When she said that to you, what did you say?
I said nothing.
But you wanted to, right?
No. Well, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Peter, you say that you still love her. You say that you want her back. Okay, you know what? Go back to the time when you had a plan and your future was still ahead of you. Okay, go back. Go back, but go back to that point when she said those things to you and say to her what you could have said then. Okay, look, if you want to make your marriage work, you want the doctor to fix things, fine, just tell me. But if there's something you want to say, just say it.
I can't.
Okay,
This
okay,
is stupid.
Here, look,
this is
I'll
stupid.
help. Here we go. I'll help. You're worthless. You're worthless as a man and as a husband. You'll never be a doctor. You're just a pharmacist. You count pills. It's pathetic. You might as well throw that suit away. You don't have the guts to put it on. You're too scared.
Shut up! This is your fault. We had everything, and you threw it away because you fucked another man. You probably others too, because you're a slut.
Oh yeah, I am a slut. So what? You still want me. I'm the best you'll ever do.
No, I don't. And I see what I want, what I thought we had, and we never really even had that.
You need me. You can't do it alone. You don't have what it takes. You don't have the guts.
Maybe I don't, but either way, it's got nothing to do with you. I had a life. I had goals before they got all tied up with you, and I can have them again. I just need to take you out of it. I need to untangle it all so that I can see again without you being a part of it.
Yeah, and the future?
It's still in the future. I can do what I want without you.
Because?
Because I don't love you anymore. And because I don't want you back.
Okay. Some honesty at last. Good. Okay, well, I think that we used up most of your time, but if you want to come into the office, we can set up a schedule for more sessions.
What? Set what? Set what up? What?
A schedule, so you can come see me again. We've turned a corner today, but there's really a long way to go, Peter.
What are you talking about?
I'm Dr. Hirschberg. Wesley Samantha Hirschberg.
You're W.S. Hirschberg, M.D.
You can call me Sam if you like.
Hi, I'm Bari Biern, and I directed The Waiting Room. I'm zooming in from Washington, D.C. And now let's meet our fanschmabulous cast. Jenny?
Hi, I'm Jenny Corbett. I played Wesley, and I am zooming in from Silver Spring, Maryland. Kevin?
I'm Kevin Corbett. I played Peter, and I am also zooming in from the same room in Silver Spring, Maryland.
What?
Who saw that coming? Now back to Bari.
Thanks. And now back to Jan and Marianne,
Please join us for the talkback.
Hi, I'm going to bring the playwrights over. Jen, you take it from here.
Yeah. Okay, all the actors and directors and tech team, please come on. And audience members, if you would like to write questions or comments in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, we'd love to hear from you and throw your questions to the right people. We want to introduce to you our tech team to start with. So we have Doug McDougall. Doug, are you here? There is Doug. If you can wave, yay. Doug does the tech magic behind the scenes. We have two other people on our tech team for this show who are not here tonight, but we want to acknowledge their great contributions. Our assistant tech director is Isadora Neubecker, and our graphic designer who does all the beautiful posters and the virtual backgrounds and everything else that you see is Kathleen Murphy. And we couldn't do it without them. I also want to mention our production associate, Taiwo Aloba. So we have a whole group of people you're not seeing, or you don't usually see, who make Playzoomers run.
I would just like to add also that if you have, I see there's a question now in the Q&A, make sure that you type your questions and comments in the Q&A, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Jan?
Okay, I want to introduce our playwrights. That we have 3 of 4. We'll start with Morey Norkin. Morey, you want to wave and tell us where you are zooming from? Whoop, you're on mute, Morey. You're on mute. There you go.
How's that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm zooming from Ogi City, Saga Prefecture, Japan.
Wow.
Nice to see everybody.
What time is it, Morey?
And now it's approaching noon. It's 11:45 a.m. Sunday morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. Our second play was written by Steve Otfinoski. Want to say hi, Steve?
Hi.
And where are you?
I'm zooming from Otis, Massachusetts in the beautiful Berkshire Mountains.
Oh,
terrific. And our third play was written by Barbara Alfaro. Barbara, where are you?
Hi.
Hi. Where are you?
Hi, I'm zooming in from Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay, we got people really from all over. And our fourth playwright, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight, is Stephen Shapiro. And I think he would be zooming from North Carolina. So you could see from all the actors and directors who introduced themselves, and now our playwrights and our tech team, we are from all over. And that is one of our great strengths. So let's start by talking in reverse order about our plays and start with director Bari Biern. Bari, what was it like to put this long, very interesting, funny, and poignant play together? How did you go about it?
Well, it was a total joy. I mean, look at this cast. They're amazing. This play was really the perfect vehicle for them. And Kevin and Jenny and I have worked together for years on stage with the Capitol Steps, so I knew their work very, very well, and I knew that they would really excel with this wonderful script, and they did.
It was really terrific. Kevin and Jenny, what was it like for you to work through this long and very funny and compelling story?
I don't know, it just feels like our normal daily life. Conversations like this.
Yes.
Just the other day I was talking about how she found me in bed with 2 guys.
Right. Well, and he often doesn't know who I am, which is interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes for a nice day. This was a really fun script though, and it's always it's always fun to work with Bari. And we don't get to perform on stage much anymore together, so this is really a treat to be able to sit down and work on characters that are so similar to who we are.
Totally. Yeah, I'm very repressed.
Yeah.
Well, it was terrific.
Does that answer your question?
I do have to say, when I am feeling foggy, you help, lift the clouds for
Oh,
me.
you're
So
sweet.
it's sort of, I guess maybe not too big a stretch for me now that I think of it.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go to director of the second to last play, Morey Schorr. So Morey, had you ever directed a dog before?
Well, yes, but he was a real dog, and I directed him to sit and stay and do things like that. But this is one of the things I really like about directing. You see, is you can get, if you get a really terrific script and 3 really wonderful actors, you don't have to do anything. You just take credit for what they did.
Well, good job, Morey.
Good boy.
You get a lot of credit here. Yeah.
Right.
We actually have a question from Jude for Ian. Ian, who played Tad the dog. How was it for you, Ian?
Very rewarding. No, it was fun. I mean, it wasn't hot. It was, I was very comfortable. I don't know what that says about me. I was very comfortable playing a dog. I do not own a dog. But no, it was an interesting challenge. And, actors like to be challenged.
Indeed. Well, I think your instincts were really good.
And Anthony, as the interviewer, what were you trying to get across to us? Did you believe that this was going on? Were you?
Yeah, I approached it as somebody who kind of has been in the game a while and had to do a lot of different types of interviews, and this is probably not the top of his list, and so it was something forced upon him in some kind of news broadcast where just try to make the best of it. But this, as the situation unraveled, it just got more and more absurd. But it was fun to play off of Ian and Shelby, like giving them, the reality of the situation and trying to act as if they were, genuine interview subjects, and just what has become of my life.
That's true. And Shelby, you said that you and Ian have worked together before. Is that right?
All of us have. We're part of a theater company out here in Los Angeles. And I haven't been on stage, though, since pre-COVID. So this was really fun for me to be able to take on a character, and especially one that gets to be as over the top as she is, and yet she takes herself very seriously. And so this was great. I'm really thankful for Morey thinking of me. And I had a ball working with my buddies.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you all. All right, another comment here. This is from Amy. I just have to say that by the end, I was starting to believe in off-screen, I think she means offstage actors. Josh, when you got this script for the audition by Steve Otfinoski, what did you think?
Well, first of all, I thought it was funny. Second of all, haven't seen many scripts like this that were so spare. There were no lines you could take out, and it paced itself. Yeah. And it's not a derogatory a description, but it is the perfect blackout sketch. Mm-hmm. It runs for 7 minutes. It becomes increasingly insane. Gary obviously totally believes that he is an on-stage actor. The director knows he's insane and is a very busy, important man, starts to lose it. And then, of course, you have the Twilight Zone ending. So, I don't know, I probably did about less than Morey did on his play. Basically, it was about pacing it out, having fun, developing the characters. Because, by the way, another thing about this script is they're not cardboard. I mean, they're characters. You can work on the acting, and I think the only thing I probably contributed is that I've learned that Zoom is an energy sink. So you have to almost pick up pace artificially and act, as Gary would say, in the interstices of time, because Zoom seems to slow things down. So, and that's tough for comedy. So
Yes.
that's about it. And then I went away for a couple of weeks and I came back for the tech, and they were doing really well. And I had 2 weeks off, so.
That's great.
Good to
That's
see.
great. Gary, I know that this part appealed to you from the get-go. Tell us about that.
When I read it, I was just like, oh, I really need to play this part. It was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You
it's just
did.
something. There was something in there that just sang to me, and it was like, okay, my only qualm is that I didn't get to play it off stage. So, it's a little uncomfortable being on stage. But no, it was a great. It was a lot of fun.
Next time. Great. That's great. And Devin, we saw you recently on stage, on a real stage, in our production of Oscar and Walt, and you played Oscar Wilde, a wildly different character than you played this time.
Yeah,
So,
wildly different experience. This has actually been my very first Zoom play. I don't know if
Yeah, real Zoom play.
Real
The
Zoom
other one
play.
was like a live stream.
was live streamed.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And like Josh said, you have to kind of artificially boost that energy with this script, or with Zoom theater. I had no trouble doing that tonight because my Wi-Fi decided to reset right before our performance tonight, in between our sound check and the performance. So I had plenty of juice and adrenaline into the performance tonight.
Yeah, well, it was great.
Yeah,
Good
that's
old
scary.
Zoom, though. Sometimes it's scary.
That's scary. And Mary, what a good job with memorizing all those lines. You almost had as many as Jenny and Kevin.
Yeah.
I know it was really a challenge, and boy, you just nailed it.
Thank you. Sometimes you just gotta tote the weary load and just learn those lines. Yeah.
But it would not have worked without you. You're a pro, comedy, and you came in with you picked up, it was sort of like one of those, I forget what they call them, marathons, but you just came in at the right time with the right energy, and you kept it going precisely. And that
right for
great
seconds.
job.
You kept
Great
it up
job.
for seconds.
Seconds.
Wow.
Even though you're
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
All right, Patti.
Patti.
You got a wonderful script from a playwright you know well. And what was your reaction when you saw this script? You're on mute, Patti.
I didn't think last year I directed On Cue that Morey wrote, and Norm and Mike were my two actors, and I thought, doesn't get better than this. Well, I was presented with his latest script, and I thought, another winner. Morey writes seamless, funny dialogue, and like Joshua was talking about the script he was working with, there's not a line that you could cut out, because he writes, the timing is in there. If you read those lines as they're written, the comedy is there. If you have the right actors, which I do have the right actors, and I have texted them, and I said, I'll stand by. We'll stand by for Morey's next offering. It was a funny script, interesting characters in real life and in the script, and his comedy wasn't so far off the truth. And, there's always some truth in comedy. That's what makes it funny.
There was one of those drawings, Patti, in the opening credits where it looked like the telecup.
And that was something that Kathleen, our graphic designer, and I found in the Library of Congress online. Wow. And that was actually a drawing by Dr. Bell. And the first one, which was a little that was a little more faded, was also one of his. And the virtual backgrounds were the actual lab, Bell's lab in Massachusetts, where they made their big discovery. And then finally, the voice you heard was actually Thomas Watson from a lecture that was filmed for Bell Labs in 1931. So a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Cool.
Wonder.
And Mike and Norm together again. How was it? Actually, this is your third or fourth play that you've done together. Is that right? Fourth play.
Let's stay away from each other.
Yeah.
It's always been fun, and it always goes too fast.
Great. Yeah. Oh, is it over?
You're right. Seems like it was just opening night.
It's right along.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, we have some kudos to pass along. Ann J says 4 hilarious plays, so many foibles, applause, applause, applause. And Kenneth says, great job, guys, loved it. Hi, Patti, love you. Ken and Anne Marie. Malcolm says the waiting room is one of the best plays you all have ever produced. Thank you. I wish Stephen Shapiro was here to hear that. And Jay says funny on stage and off to the waiting room actors and the puns flying with the Sirius cast. Duchess says, Don Converse says hello to Gary and Josh. Enjoyed the night. Duchess is now going to check out the Offstage Actors Facebook page. Thank you all.
What have we started here?
An anonymous attendee says, I love the Offstage Actors, still laughing, hilarious idea. So, here on the East Coast, it's and a name that, this is like one of those names like Prince, CHR7ST540 exclamation mark says, wonderful production. Thank you. I think if you're an attendee and you would like to come on over to the dark side, raise your hand and I will bring you over.
All right. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit more to our playwrights. Barbara Alfaro, what was your inspiration for writing the Sirius interview?
First off, I think greed is funny, that it really works well in comedy. But it just always gets to me that some, certainly not all, but some superstars who are getting $20 or $30 million a picture are so greedy that they have all these fake product lines to rake in more cash. I mean, it just seems amazing to me, but I guess it isn't. And it's just silly. I don't think there's enough silliness in the world, and I try to contribute to try to remedy that. So, and I think that the director, no matter what he said, did a just pitch perfect job, certainly in the casting. And what a treat to have a cast like that. I mean, it's just a delight. Makes me glad I write. Thank you.
Okay. We're glad you write too. Thank you.
Indeed.
And Steve Otfinoski, have you had a long and storied career as an offstage actor?
No, as an offstage writer, perhaps. One of the great influences on me, in my comic writing at least, has been Monty Python. And I think what I take from Monty Python is that every time they have a sketch, it's absurd, the idea is crazy, but somehow they use solid logic to get through it. And because of that logic and the seriousness of the way they approach it, it's always hilariously funny. So I tried to bring that seriousness and that logic to the character of the offstage actor. And of course, Gary played that brilliantly, and the direction from Joshua and Devin's contributions were wonderful too. So I think by playing it serious and not playing it like it's crazy and funny, it becomes funnier. And then I've learned that from watching endless sketches by Monty Python and love it.
We just needed a killer rabbit.
That's true.
Or a man with 3 buttocks.
Or a minister of silly walks, which is one of John Cleese's finest moments.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Great. Well, it was very, very, very clever. I think it wasn't just funny, it was so clever, and you made us believe it. the writing and the acting.
Yeah, once you get a good idea, a good comic idea, it kind of writes itself, but it's getting the idea that's the hard part. Once you get it, it comes quickly, at least does for me.
Yeah, well, this was terrific. And Morey Norkin,
Yes.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
What was what inspired you to write this clever play?
Well, thank you for that. I was hoping to write a science fiction play to go with a couple of others that I had written, but as soon as I started with the paper cups, it just it just turned into a comedy, and I just figured, these two guys come up with this great idea for communication. They must be able to look, into the future and see where it's really going to go. So, and just to have the opportunity to work with Patti and Mike and Norm again was just what luck. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Morey, would you please tell your brother Kenny to raise his hand so I can bring him over? I want to see Kenny. And I also thank you, Kenny. And Suzanne, I want to see my friends from the 4th grade at Twinbrook Elementary School. Please come over. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Kenny.
All right.
Suzanne.
We haven't heard from our technical director, Doug McDougall. Doug, hello. Tell us where you are in the world, please.
Hi, I'm actually zooming in tonight from just west of Toronto up in Canada. So I'm the token Canadian in this evening's production.
That's right.
But I've been with Playzoomers for just over 2 years now, and been afforded a number of opportunities through Jan and Mary's efforts. And for this particular series of productions, I created the trailer and the videos and sound effects, and coordinated the music with the videos that you will have heard during the evening.
Couldn't do it without you, truly. Thank you,
Doug.
Doug.
I have to underline that, Doug, you
Yeah.
make all of this possible, and you calm all of us down while you do it. So much appreciated.
Right. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. So our guests, Ann J. Gumbiner, welcome. Would you like to
Thank you.
comment?
Well, I just have to say more of the same. I mean, what a lineup of funny plays. And what a just fun evening with all of you, because you're just continuing to be funny. But everything, the direction, the acting, the writing of the plays, and carrying it out, and the footage that you put together for the can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Wonderful, to set it in place. I love when you do that. So I could go on and on and on, but
well, thank you.
Late on the East Coast.
Good to hear it.
Ann J is one of several people we also want to thank who comprise our literary committee. These are the people who vet the hundreds of scripts that come over the transom, as they say. Ann J and Lisa White and Duchess Dale and Patti, Allis Mengers, and Barry Weinberg are all part of our literary committee. And again, we couldn't do what we do without them. Alice Simon. So thank you, Ann J, and thank you to your counterparts on the literary committee.
It really.
Well, I just have to say, I was not involved in any of these, so it was just sheer delight to see 4 plays that other people had picked, and they're also wonderful. And
well, Patti was the one.
Mary.
Yeah, Patti found the Sirius interview, so when she found that one, it was good. I found the audition, and I just went, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! We have to do this." But where does it fit? So theater play, other play. So yeah, it's really fun to do that. And oh, by the way, one more Q&A from Kelly, who says, "I can't wait for the next one. What a creative production." So
lovely.
come back, Kelly. So definitely.
Thank you. Malcolm Glass, hello and
Hello,
welcome.
Malcolm.
You have been a
Hi.
dedicated
Hello.
Playzoomers audience member. Would you like to share something with us?
Yeah, that play is really amazing. I mean, it's funny, real crazy, and we have to thank Mrs. Corbett for that. She did a splendid job. But there's a great build in this thing, and it gets really intense. And we have to thank Mr. Corbett for that. I think it's just amazing how much is going on in here. Comedy and real serious, heavy stuff at the same time. And it's just really, I just think it's terrific.
Thank you. Yeah, we agree.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to, before everybody goes, I want to let you know what's coming up. So this is our last formal presentation until September, but we're still going to be busy. So in July, starting on July 9th and July 16th, we're going to have 2 table reads. So these are not full productions like you saw tonight, but more less polished, I would say. You know, a rehearsal or 2, but compelling plays. The one on July 9th, we'll be reading Tom Stevens' play, The Follow-Up Fellow, directed by Steve Yakutis, with Jean Childers Arnold and Eric John Tasker. And on July 16th, there will be readings of 3 of Jennifer O'Grady's plays. I call these homage to Shakespeare plays. They're Much Ado About Ed, Romeo and Richard, and To Be or Not to Be Shakespeare. All 3 will be directed by Jack Rushton and share the same cast: Bruce DeVoe, John Van Dree, Brad Ritchie, Alan Haley, and Jack Rushton. So if you're interested in joining us for those, please drop us a note at playzoomers@gmail.com and we will make it possible for you. There is no charge for this.
We would love to have you for that. So, questions from the folks either in attendee land or in panelist land. I would like to say, if Ken Norkin and get Suzanne Michaud over here for with Morey for a little reunion of the Twinbrook Elementary School folks from the late 50s, early 60s, that would be far out, man. That would be cool. So we can have the after party.
One more thing, in September, when we come back in late September, we will be producing 3 plays about generations, including Grandma and Her Bar Mitzvah Boy by Ernie Joselowitz, directed by Scott Cedar, Winner of 7 Gold Medals by Ken Green, directed by Guy Kapulnik, and Pre-War by Jennifer O'Grady, directed by Mary Ann Nichols Hubbard. And we certainly hope you will be with us for those. In December, we will do our holiday plays, to be determined, but we're really having fun going through the many holiday scripts that have been submitted to us.
Exactly. I feel very blessed. So other questions, comments? Oh, Kevin, did you have I saw you raise a hand there. Are you scratching your head? Okay.
Mike has a question.
Okay.
I'd just like to know, Morey, it's Sunday already. Do you have our script ready? Our next script?
Hey, I'll have that to you right away. Yeah.
Really, what I want to say is, I think there's so much talent here. It's just it blows me away when I watch what people can do, and to realize that this isn't what they do for a living. This isn't, they have other jobs, they have other things they do. Yesterday, Jenny ditched us for the talk back because she wanted to go deliver a baby who she didn't even know.
Nobody knew the baby yet.
And Jenny, I'm glad you're here tonight, because you can't use that excuse 2 days in a row. It doesn't work.
You're right. I can't. Although.
Oh, sorry, I gotta go. I gotta go deliver a baby.
Okay. See ya. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. The rest of us will get off.
Thank you.
This little reunion will go on.
Everyone. Thank you.
You.